Okay, so right now I'm going to talk about how I know that TRY equals TLY. Okay, now let's go back and I want to look at all my formulas in the x direction first. TRX plus TLX equals 0. And that's, remember, all the forces in the x direction add up to 0. So the thing that's kind of cool we can do with this is we realize that TRX is equal, actually, to negative TLX. I'm just subtracting TLX from both sides. So that means my x's are in the opposite direction, but they are equal. Now, the next thing to realize is if those are in fact equal, and we then look at this. Let's go back and look at this. Do you see that we had these sides? These sides are both the square root of 8 meters. Well, since they are both the same length, and if you take a look, here is our x component. So here's an x, and here's an x. And the other thing to realize is then this triangle right here, when I complete it and make a triangle out of it, this triangle right here, when I can divide it, and I'm going to actually get something pretty cool. I get the exact same triangle on both sides. Now, if your x components are the same on one side, and your x components are the same on the other side, you have identical triangles, and these angles are therefore the same. The key, the big one actually, is the angles. If this angle and this angle are the same, theta r, I'm defining a little bit different than earlier, but theta L. If this angle, for this case, is the same as this angle right here, and your x components are the same on both sides, therefore your y components must be the same. Think of it as this. If you are putting together a triangle, just going to build a random triangle, and you know what one side of the triangle is, and then also, let's say you know that this angle down here at one end is a right angle. So you know this angle is a right angle. And let's say you know that this angle right here is, hint, let's say it's 45 degrees. Well, this is actually only going to be able to produce one triangle. So here's your right angle that looks like this, and here's your 45 degrees. Oh, don't do that. Here's your 45 degrees. It looks like this. It can only build one specific triangle. So that means if you know your x component, you know that this end has to be a right angle, and you know this angle, you can easily find your y component. And both these have the same x component and the same angle. So therefore, you know they both have the same y component. Okay, hope that explained it. Once again, how do I know it's a right angle down here? I know it's a right angle because I'm talking about my x component and my y component. How do I know this angle is the same? Well, when I look at my triangle, I know that these two sides, since these two sides are the same, I know that these angles are the same, and therefore these angles inside these angles right here are the same. Okay, hope this cleared up. Please send me any questions.